Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Williams, and this is your Diz Daily Fix for Friday, September 2nd, 2016. Here's what's happening today. Well, yesterday, the ABC affiliate in Orlando learned that Universal Orlando is being accused of discrimination against a Texas woman, Jessica Cox, who has no arms. Cox told WFTV, quote, "I was never held back, never restricted. For the very first time in my life, I felt as though I was limited." Cox filed her complaint with the Florida Commission on Human Relations after her visit to Universal Orlando in November 2015, where she was able to ride no attractions. Her attorney is calling it blanket discrimination, saying, "You can't make assumptions based on how somebody looks, and definitely not with Jessica Cox." Although Cox is the first armless pilot who also has a black belt in Taekwondo and is a certified scuba diver, she still does not meet Universal's ride requirements, which is comprised of 4 different parts. The first part is continuously grasp with at least one upper extremity. Number 2 is independently maintain yourself in an upright position while seated. Number 3 is independently absorb sudden and dramatic movements of the attraction, which may include spinning, turning, accelerating, stopping, climbing. And number 4 is possess sufficient upper body strength to independently support your torso, neck, and head during the movement of the ride. In order to experience any ride at Universal Orlando, you must be able to meet all of those requirements. And their rider's guide is available online for anyone who would like to view it at any point in time, and you can also pick it up in the parks. Now, I'm going to go a little bit off the rails here, but Jessica Cox is a true inspiration out there, and I don't think anyone can deny that. However, as a former Universal and Disney employee at times, I have a little bit of a different stance on this case. These rules and restrictions are set in place to save lives, whether we're talking about Universal's ride restrictions or something as easy as height requirements that are set by manufacturers. You know, if a child doesn't meet the 54-inch height requirement at Dragon Challenge, they can't ride, even if their parents screaming at the top of their lungs saying, "We know what our kid can ride and what they can handle. You don't know that." And the same situation would go for an adult who doesn't meet that same 54-inch height requirement, even if they're saying that they can handle it. The rules are set there for their safety. And at times, I did sit behind controls and push buttons and sent guests onto rides that I didn't believe they were safe riding, despite meeting those requirements. And, I've been a witness to see what happens whenever someone who doesn't quite meet those requirements but just squeaked by. I've seen what happens, and they've come back hurt at times. And in some cases, it was very bad and left a scarring impact. If you go back and look at theme park accident reports, you'll find plenty of reports on people being hurt and sometimes killed because some parks out there don't have stricter guidelines and ride restrictions like Universal does have. And for that, I commend them for keeping guest safety a number one priority and not budging on their rules to make more rides accessible, even though it will make some guests unhappy. Again, Jessica Cox is someone I do admire and truly believe she is an inspiration. But in my opinion, this is a situation where she might need to step back and accept the rules are set in place for her safety as well as others. And if she'd like to choose to spend her money at a place that better suits what she desires in a vacation like Disney World, then maybe that is an option. Now, on to much less bleak news. The Swan and Dolphin Resort here in Walt Disney World is running a cringeworthy themed event with a good prize, though. The resort is electing a candidate for presidential vacation honor in the upcoming election. One candidate will be selected to stay in one of the resort's 12 presidential suites, which actually have hosted President George H.W. Bush and President Bill Clinton. I want to stay in that room. The winner can bring along 4 cabinet members on their 3-day, 2-night term in office. Complimentary transportation from the airport will be arranged, and they will be greeted with a red carpet welcome and a personal escort to the suite. The resort's award-winning pastry chef, Laurent Brandlard, will create a special treat for the suite, and the candidate's victory can be celebrated with a state dinner with a $250 dining certificate that can be used at any of the resort's restaurants, including kimonos where you can hear some terrible karaoke by businessmen and women. The winner and their guests will also receive 2-day Walt Disney World Park Hopper tickets. And to enter this contest, you just need to visit www.swandolphin.com/offers/presidential and sign up for the resort's email newsletter by November 8th. Or the easier way could be finding a link, probably in our Daily Fix main page. The winner will be announced on November 9th, the same day the announcement is made about our country's next president, so at least there's that to look forward to. May the odds be ever in your favor. Now, today is the first day for Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween Party at the Magic Kingdom, weather permitting, of course. And to go along with the event, Disney's PhotoPass is offering new exclusive magic shots exclusive to the party. PhotoPass photographers will pose you with a grim-grinning ghost in front of the Haunted Mansion with the Headless Horseman at the main entrance to the park, an animated magic shot in a pumpkin patch near the park entrance, and an animated magic shot with a couple of the ghosts in front of the castle. When you view your photos, the apparitions will appear spooky, scary. Rhino wrote this today. That's why I'm struggling through it, if you can't tell. Now, if you're heading into the Halloween party today, be on the lookout for myself and other members of the team as we cover the event. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/WDWinfo, as well as youtube.com/DizUnplugged, so you don't miss out on any of the great content. I already mentioned those links, so you can find them all over the site. Now, over on the Diz, our featured article of the day is a review of the Garden Grill in Land Pavilion at Epcot, brought to us by contributor Dave Hilton. So be sure to check that out and many more great articles at wdwinfo.com. Trending on the boards today is a thread started by poster Chappie1968 entitled Forecast Thunderstorms Next 10 Days. The thread first starts out discussing thunderstorms in the parks and evolves into a discussion about how things are going with traveling to Orlando in the midst of Hurricane Hermine. I believe I've heard it like a million times now. Even though it looks like Hermine, it's Hermine. You can weigh in on that thread and many more by visiting dizboards.com. Now, coming up this weekend is DizPop. In this new episode, host Rhino Clavin is kicking off the Halloween season by showing you how to come up with a quick, inexpensive, last-minute Halloween costume that just so happens to fit the new restrictions of Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween Party costume guidelines. You can look for that at youtube.com/DizUnplugged. Now, finally, the weather this weekend. Out in Anaheim, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs around 78 and lows around 62. Sounds like perfect weather to me. Well, here in Orlando, it's scattered thunderstorms with highs in the upper 80s and lows in the mid-70s. For links to all that was discussed in today's Diz Daily Fix, please visit the Daily Fix main page at wdwinfo.com/dailyfix. Now, that's going to do it for me today. It's Labor Day weekend, so the Diz Daily Fix will return on Tuesday, not Monday, with a brand new edition. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Stay dry.